Here we have a problem on permutation. Okay, let's go to the question. In how many different ways can 3 students be associated with 4 chartered accountants, assuming that each chartered accountant can take at most 1 student? Okay, now let me assume the 4 chartered accountants as A, B, C, and D. And the 3 students, let me write the stuff over here. And the 3 students are X, Y, Z. Okay, there are 3 students and 4 chartered accountants. I want these 3 students have to be associated with these 4 chartered accountants, and each chartered accountant can take at most 1 student. For example, if I consider chartered accountant A, once the chartered accountant A takes one of these 3 students, again the chartered accountant A cannot take any other student in these 3 students. Okay, so how can we do this one? Okay, let's understand how this association can be done. Okay, our first work is we have to select 3 out of these 4 chartered accountants. Why? Because there are only 3 students. So once we select 3 chartered accountants from these given 4 chartered accountants, then we have to associate these 3 students with those selected chartered accountants. For example, let me select the first 3 chartered accountants A, B, C. The student X can be associated with the chartered accountant A, and Y can be associated with B, and the student Z can be associated with the chartered accountant C. Or X can be associated with B, Y can be associated with A, Z can be associated with the same chartered accountant C. Otherwise, the other way of arrangement is also possible. That is like B, C, A. That is X can be associated with the chartered accountant B, the student Y is associated with C, the student Z is associated with the chartered accountant A. So in this way, we have multiple ways of association. Even for the selection of the first 3 chartered accountants, I may select the next 3 chartered accountants like BCD or ACD. Even if I select BCD, so X may be associated with B, Y is associated with C, and Z may be associated with D. Even in this one, we can change the order. In this way, we get a multiple association. So we have to find the number of ways it can be done. So that's what we have to find. But manually is not possible, like the way in which I am doing over here. Still, there are many ways, but it's not possible to do it manually. It will take more time. So what do we have to do that? How do we have to find the number of ways the 3 students can be associated with the 4 chartered accountants? In particular, how can we find the number of ways we have over here? Already we have 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple ways. So for that, we have to use the concept of permutation. So how can we use the concept of permutation over here? What is permutation? Actually, permutation tells us when some objects are given and we select a few of them. For example, let's say that 10 objects are given. I select 4 out of these 10 and arrange them in a particular order. In how many ways it can be done? So that's called permutation. That is of 10p4. 10p4 means out of 10 objects, we select 4 and arrange them in a particular order. So the result of this permutation will give the number of ways it can be done. So here we select 3 out of these 4 chartered accountants. With those selected 3 chartered accountants, we associate these 3 students X, Y, Z. So in how many ways it can be done? That is 4p3. Out of these 4, we select 3 and arrange them as I explained over here. So how do we have to calculate the value of this one? And also it gives the number of ways it can be done. Okay, so for that, what we have to do is we have to decrease this 4 for the next 3 consecutive integers, because 3 is over here. So whenever we have the number over here for that number of terms, it has to be decreased. So when it decreases 4 for the next 3 consecutive integers, then I'm getting 4 times 3 times 2. So 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24. So if there are 3 students and those 3 students are going to be associated with 4 chartered accountants, in 24 ways they can associate with the 4 chartered accountants. And here you have a question. So when we use this permutation, we have not taken this condition into account. When we use a permutation, it won't allow the repetition. So for example, once the A is taken over here, again A should not be taken. That's a condition explained over here. In case A is taken again, what is it? So the same chartered accountant takes 2 students, X and Y. But the condition says each chartered accountant can take at most 1 student. So no chartered accountant can take more than 1 student. So when we use the formula of permutation, so it won't allow the repetition. So the 3 students can be associated with 4 chartered accountants in 24 ways.